We acquired the property with the intention of finally putting it on its right track, renovating it, cleaning it up, bringing jobs back to this facility, and restoring it to productive use.
Before us taking over, there was some gentleman that had gotten access to the property and used it as their own private landfill. And they were illegally dumping debris, mostly from torn down houses. So one of our biggest challenges from the get-go was, how do we get this debris out? How do we do it in an economical fashion? How do we not overwhelm the local landfills? This was an old steel mill, so much of the content out there was metal-based, steel-based, and at the time where we were tearing the buildings down, the price of steel was quite high, and the demand for recycled steel was very high. So we were able to very efficiently tear the building down, put it in the back of a dumpster. Those materials were thrown back in the smelter, burned down, and new products came out of it. We also had some concrete-based product that, because we had to do a lot of paving, concrete, crushed stone, is used to do grading and balancing of a site. So none of the concrete product went anywhere. It was ground up and stayed on site and was used as building materials going forward. Well, part of the challenge you have when you're doing any kind of demolition is, how do you get rid of the material?
We've employed a number of folks. Actually, it's from a local drug rehabilitation clinic called the Helping Up Mission. And their guys go through a 12 to 18 month rehab program, and towards the end of that rehab program, they're able to go out on work release, if you will. And so we have about 8 or 10 of their guys here every single day.
Well, Mike has some projects that he works on and rehabs some commercial buildings, and he was looking for some employees, and he attends a church that supports Helping Up Mission, and we were telling him and the church about how necessary it is for homeless addicts who are in a recovery program to get jobs.
I'm connected with Helping Up Mission. It's a spiritual program. It's a one-year program. It's for like homeless people that with drug problems and alcohol problems.
There are many people that are unemployable in Baltimore City simply because they have a history of drug addiction and crime. And then they cry out for help, and they enter a program, a rehab program, and they make a sincere effort to change their lives. And we see that here at Helping Up Mission. And then after we know that they have really, that they really are changing their lives, there comes a point where it's time to go to work.
For the first 6 months, you just do classes, go to meetings and all that. Then after 6 months, then you're able to go out and work. You go find your own job, or they got the temp agency, so that's why I went to there, and that's how I got here.
We have clients that are willing to put men to work and watch their growth on a short term and then on a more permanent basis. And that creates an excitement for the men.
We now have a core of 8, 9, 10 guys that are out here every single day, 8 hours a day, working very, very hard, most of which are happy to have the opportunity to put their life back together.
If we did not have employers like Mike, who has a concern to help people, we would never be able to employ homeless people who want to get their lives on track.
They can really say to themselves, hey, you know, I put in a good week of work, and now I'm starting to feel like I'm needed. I'm starting to feel like I'm wanted. I'm starting to feel like I'm a productive citizen again.
In about a week and a half here, we should be rid of ourselves of all the trash that was illegally dumped on this property. So far, we've had 90 trucks come in, 90 trucks go out, filled with all kinds of nasty trash. I think you'll start to see true improvements to the property as opposed to just cleaning it up. I think we're about ready to head into the improvement stage.
completed the restoration of approximately half the property, 100%. We've secured a tenant for that property, GAF, they local manufacturer in Baltimore, in the city, and they make roofing shingles. And right now we have 17 acres, approximately 37,000 pallets of roofing shingles on the property. And it's really neat to see the activity, the trucks coming and going. There's about 80 to 100 trucks every single day on and off the property delivering this material. And it's created a buzz around the property that wasn't there when we bought it.
Took a property that no one else wanted, that everyone else dumped on, and we were able to make a fruitful, take a calculated risk, make an investment, and have it turn out to be a successful, thriving property.